Ladies and gentlemen, we're live again tonight. Tonight, my guest at this time, Zay Vega. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How you doing?
Can't complain. Another day in paradise. So, uh, so I don't know too much about you. I've met you one time,
hmm
and you weren't working that show. So, tell me about yourself. How long you been in?
just past my year mark. Going working on about a year and a half.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm pretty new to the scene. I've gotten around a little bit, not too much, but yeah. So hopefully you're gonna start seeing a lot more of me.
Uh, I have that on good authority. So, but at any rate, um, so who are you trained by?
I am trained by George South, JD Drake, and Caprice Coleman.
Damn. That's some legends for you. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
JD Drake is doing big things right now. Caprice Coleman's been around for a while. He's always been phenomenal to watch. And then George South is the
the legend.
South's living legend, baby.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
it.
legend.
Yes, sir. We're actually going to get to see him again this Sunday. I'm looking forward to
hmm
that part. Um,
Yes, sir.
so you were trained by those three. Now, were you trained in North Carolina or in South Carolina?
North Carolina. I trained at Hotspots.
Okay, you trained at High Spots. All right.
Yeah,
We got a couple comments to throw in here. David Estacado, what's going on, brother? He said, Red Hoodie Gang,
yeah.
Firestar Pro. That's right.
Yeah, I go down and train down with Cozy a little bit. So I love it down there. Love it down there. Beautiful building, beautiful place, beautiful training. This is awesome.
Oh, nice. I met David. He was doing the commentary at MomoCon for Stranglehold,
Cool.
and dude is by and large one of the best commentators I've ever heard in my life.
That's awesome,
Like
man.
he is. Have you ever heard him do commentary?
I think I may have met him once at a Square Circle show.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. If you've never heard his commentary, you're missing a part of your life. It is that legit good. Oh, it is so damn funny. He says damn straight. Oh,
Hopefully he
dude.
get a chance. Hopefully he can call one of my matches, man. I love hearing my matches being called, and when somebody knows what they're doing, it's awesome.
Well, all right. So you can forget the part who by somebody who knows what they're doing, but you'll get to hear it this Sunday actually because it's going to be live commentary. As in
Ah,
the crowd's going to hear it, and so are you. And I I know I'm doing part of the commentary.
okay, all
I'm
right.
also your ring announcer, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, ring announcing, I'm fine. I am fine ring announcing. There's no that's easy. But
Uh,
commentary, um, yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told the ring announcing is pretty much like that's your thing. I heard
Yeah.
you got some stuff with that. I mean, commentary, you just call it like you see it. Hopefully, yeah.
Well, call it like I see it, but that's the thing, man. Like, have you ever seen my show? I'm not for the easily offended, babe. I'm I'm raw. You know,
Yeah, I
it
mean, but
is
that's the
what it
type of
is.
show we're gonna be at, man. If you know Thomas, you know the show that we're gonna be at and the company that we're working for. It's not for the faint of heart to begin with.
Oh, right on. Speaking of, Mr. Thomas Scott said, "What's up, guys? How you doing this evening, sir?"
What's going on, Dizzy?
Yeah. He said, "Thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. Uh, I'm telling you, I've just got to remember how you worded stuff because your presentation was awesome. And I don't want to, I wouldn't want to embarrass myself."
I
And
think you're
David
doing
even
fine,
spoke up
bro.
and said, "Mr. Scott, hello, Mr. Scott." But either way, man. So tell me some of your more notable matches.
Notable matches up to date. Stuart Snodgrass is one of the main ones. I wrestled Stuart. I've wrestled had a fatal four way with Jet Morris, Thomas Extreme, and Max Carnage. Wrestled K Holiday in XWW. Uh, got a lot. Just wrestled Whiskey Business for Cam Jackson's Block Party. Yeah, it's I've wrestled been putting in quite a bit of work here. I would say most notable. All of them are notable to me, man. I'm just trying to get my footing. I've wrestled 62 matches total, and just trying to keep going.
Damn, 62 in a year and a half. That's pretty good. Considering we just came back from COVID and everything else. You know,
Yeah, as soon as I could, I hit the ground running. As soon as George let me, and ever since then, just been trying to make sure I stay with it.
right on. Let's see here. David and Thomas said hello. Thomas said you've wrestled him.
I have that. That hurt. That
Uh,
hurt.
yeah. I mean,
That hurt. Yeah.
I,
Yeah, that
I've
was a
seen
day.
both of you in person, and Thomas is quite a pretty big individual.
Yeah,
He is a a built guy.
and he's quite strong.
That's what
he's
I'm
quite
saying,
he's quite strong. Yeah, he's not just for
dude.
show. He's actually quite strong. So
No,
yeah.
dude, he picked up the whole half a side of a. You know how the ring is built. The metal
Hmm.
gables that run from side to side
Hmm.
on the edges, not the center parts. The edge. That fool walked over there and like pressed it. And I'm like, what the? No.
It's only one other person who I've seen do that, and that's Johnny Ryder.
Yeah, no. Y'all can keep that shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
Yeah,
ain't
I'm not doing that.
no. I'm too little for that one.
Listen,
Reno
I'm
Royce.
small.
Oh, Reno
What we
Royce
got,
chimed in and said, "Gentlemen."
brother?
Yeah. Uh, David said, Aloysius Skipper Jenkins and I are always here. If you need something, hit us up. We got you. Right on, man. I appreciate it. Dude, we do this. I do this show generally every Sunday, but like this week is sporadic because we're working on something here. We're working
Hmm.
on something.
We're working on something here.
There you go. You caught it. Not everybody picks it up. Oh yeah, he liked my power slam.
Yeah, my back still feels that one, but
Oh,
you know,
okay.
one thing I learned when you get in this business, if you can't handle pain, this ain't the business for you. So,
I've seen that. So I've never taken, nor do I plan on taking a bump.
I mean that alone deciphers who really wants to do this and who doesn't. That that'll let you know right there. As soon as you see someone take a bump, I watched a
Yeah.
guy in a bar take a bump in one of the rings, just trying to be a jerk after one of the shows. Yeah, brother was laying down there for about 10 minutes after he took that bump too, and they helped him do it right and everything. You just, yeah, man, this is
Uh-uh.
not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart.
No. David popped in. Well, Thomas said no volume, but I can hear you and you can hear me.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming our volume's okay.
yeah,
Uh,
I can hear you.
yeah, I can hear you just fine. And then David said Thomas Scott is no joke. Man, I'm aware.
Brother gave me an Xplex out of
Oh
nowhere.
no,
Yeah,
man.
that was a long day at Mooney's Lounge, man.
I'm sure. Let's see here. Take a certain amount of crazy or go back in there like it's therapy. I mean, yeah,
I would agree. If I'm being honest, once you once it becomes a part of you, without it, you start to feel a little weird. Like if I don't have a match or something in a good week and a half, my body starts to feel a little bit weird. I get out of place. You know what I mean? Without having that contact.
right. It makes sense. I think the longer I get in the ring and with announcing, like the more comfortable I get.
Hmm.
Um, and then like different shows are built different ways and they got different expectations, right? So
Exactly.
if you go to one where the rules are strict and you go to one that's done professional and then you go to one that looks like it should have been um, not happen, but I mean you kind of learn to play your audience a bit, you know.
Yeah, I've wrestled all of those. Well, almost all of those to a point to where it's all in the feeling, man. This is a true art. This is
Oh, I
really
agree.
art in its
I
finest.
agree.
You know what I mean?
I
So
said that on my show.
if you don't feel it when you're doing it, it's probably wrong. You know what I mean? This is a true art form.
not just that, man, but the crowd. It's an art to make that crowd move. You're the puppet master when you're in the ring. You've got them hook, line, and sinker. You gonna dance around like a marionette, or you gonna be, you know, just kind
Blah,
of,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you call it spot to spot to spot to spot, it doesn't do nothing for the crowd. Whereas when you build that story out and the crowd feels it, um, it's wide open, and it's the ebbs and flows go with them.
Yeah. And I think it also, but another big factor is, who you're in there with as well.
Yeah,
Um, that makes it either easier or harder. For instance, when you're in there with people who are close, like brothers, um, you tend to be a little bit more comfortable, which tends to lean into a little harder hits, a little, a couple of things that you see there that you can tell there's a little bit more malice behind it than usual. That's to me the biggest factor to me is who I'm in there with. Is this person an artist? Is this person full of themselves? Is this person thinking more highly of themselves than the match as a whole? All that stuff plays a factor in your head before you walk through that curtain and while you're in that ring.
right now, I can see that. Now, if you work a Georgia crowd versus a South Carolina crowd versus a North Carolina, that's different places, and the crowds all want different stuff.
Different things. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's some people are most common comparison obviously is WWE versus AEW.
Hmm.
AEW looks more like a rock concert where it's unhinged. It reminds me of the old school ECW days.
Hmm. I can see
Because
that.
I got a little bit more age on me than you do. So I mean, I remember that stuff when it happened.
Yeah, man. I've been watching wrestling for most of my life, dude. So I got a good little background in it.
Yeah, but like we don't have. It's weird because occasionally, even here in the Carolinas, you'll run into a Japanese crowd where it's
Hmm.
they're sitting on their hands and then they'll clap, and it's like, what?
What
What are
is
you
going on
doing?
here?
It's yeah, it's weird.
But I
I've
mean,
only
people
seen it at like one or two shows, but it's weird.
people like what they like. You know what I mean? And it's
They
I noticed
react how they
that.
react.
Yeah, it's I noticed that when I first started going to shows before I started actually really getting into training good and stuff. I used to go to as many shows as I could. Just going there is I started out as the guy who was sitting up, making sure I was intact. Then as time goes on, I start to notice things, and I find myself kind of getting zoned out in the wrestling itself. So then I become one of those Japanese fans that just kind of sitting there. Then when it's time, then I got to kind of catch myself, like, oh, dude, come on, pay attention, enjoy the show, enjoy the show.
Right. And see, for so long, actually, if I go back to the first show I ever attended, which was a WWE live event, I've always been that sit there and I'm just sitting there like this, just sitting there watching, and then something happens, and I'm clapping or cheering or whatever, and I've been like that pretty much the entire time. Now with my daughter with me, if she gets to cheering and we'll try to get her to cheering or whatever. My wife is another one. She's loud as can be. You know, she loves a good show. So,
Yeah.
but man, speaking of good shows, this weekend we've already been bringing it up, so we may as well put the picture up. Man, look at you up on the top of the poster, man. They couldn't mess you up, could they?
Yeah,
That's right. Yep.
it
I am
feels
looking
good,
forward.
man.
I'm looking forward to this event, and it's cool though because your trainer is going to be there. George
Yeah.
South and Mr. Bobby Fulton's going to be there too. I've never had the chance to meet him. Everybody else on the poster, other than Marcus Erics, I've been around since I've been in. Like
Yep.
I announced Selena Rose my second show, Sweet Dreams my first show. I ever announced he was there.
I love that guy, man. Dreams
Man,
is the
Dreams is
greatest.
good people.
James was the greatest, man.
Dreams and Dion, I've been around them since day one. Same with the Terror Kings. I don't know if you remember the Terror Kings.
Hmm.
Matt Burns and Rage Davidson.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yep. I've been around all them cats.
Then I'm around. I get to see Drew Hood a little bit. Uh, Recently, I've been running into him more. Huge. I'm gonna be honest. Huge fan of Drew Hood. Huge fan.
Oh, I
Uh,
agree.
Guy's a star, man. Guy's a star.
Dude,
I'll be honest. Like, no matter how you
dude,
feel about him, the guy's a star, man.
he is no, he is. He is untapped. All right, I'm gonna put this out there, and it is what it is for anybody who listening. Oh well, you'll get over it. I don't care. It's a feeling. It'll go away. Um, Selena Rose is the star waiting to explode in professional wrestling. Period.
Indeed, indeed,
I
indeed.
I have seen that woman take more ass whipping than every man on the card all night long in one match.
And still outperform half. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's yeah, yeah.
She took it from Brady Collins, Joey Ford, and Raylan Albee all in one match. All three of them dudes.
I mean, look at James, man. That's a perfect example. We're naming
He is
people that
heart,
are
dude. He is nothing but heart. I
we're
love James
we're
Ellsworth.
naming people that I feel like as I get to see them more and slowly get to know them. These people are born for this. I feel like, you know what I mean. Like
Yep.
it's people that I'm meeting now that it's just in their blood. Give you a perfect example. Cam Jackson, dude.
Fucking A. Holy shit.
Cam
One of my favorite
Cam
people to watch.
Jackson is a gem, and we do not deserve him.
No, nope.
Like,
Not even close. How Cam Jackson doesn't have a deal, how Drew Hood doesn't have a deal. I can keep going. I don't want to keep going, but I can keep going on the list of
it's
people that I know that should have deals.
And then can't forget my OG, man. I'm not sure if everybody's been aware of him, Rayhan and Tejas or Montana Black, whatever you want to call him. Um, this man's a genius. You know what I mean? This guy is a
Okay, so I
creative
did not
genius.
know that they're the same person until now.
Yeah,
I
Rayhan
didn't
and
know that.
Tejas and Montana Black. Yeah.
Nah, I've heard of Montana Black before, and I've seen him on posters. But then I'd also seen Rayhan being tagged by like Chris Vallo in them. Like
Hmm.
I've announced for, even though they hate me, I've announced for Vallo and Django as the Heart Killers on more than one occasion. And
Said they hate
normally,
you.
oh dude, they take the mic every time. It is what it is. That's the play. It's all good. But like I say they hate me, but they're like, "Oh God, I'd rather have you than this mother," and I'm like, "What? What are you
Bruh.
talking about?" I'm like, "Okay, sure, fine, okay, whatever, dude."
Dude, I
They're
just saw.
to me, Chris Vallo. Let's see, if I had to name my top heels, period, it's gonna be Vallo, um, Raylan Albee. I
Mhm.
like that sinister. He does that sinister shit, and I like that. He's got that real. Think of a cross between Bray Wyatt and Joe Gacy, and that's what he reminds me of. It's like that sinister but intelligent sycophant.
Yeah.
Like it's
When you can do
that's who
that
he
and do it
reminds me
right,
of.
it's brilliant. Yeah.
He, I swear, he reminds me of that. And my other favorite heel, douchebag Donnie Ray. What a shitbird that guy is. He is he's
I,
such a great heel, but he's such a bastard. You
I've
know?
seen Donnie Ray wrestle. I think when I first started training, he was down in APW Chester, and I saw him wrestle like once or twice. Man, the guy is awesome, man. Like
He is.
it's another one of those people that they just got it. Like it seems like they're just built for this. You know what I mean? In one capacity or another, they're just built for this.
I tried like hell to convince somebody to mess with him, but they wouldn't go for it. And I think it was because it was me who said it. I'm like, no, listen. Somebody needs to give me a microphone and I'll do it then. I don't care. I'll keep it clean for 5 seconds. Be like, hey, look, we learned what Donnie Thornberry's middle name was
Oh Lord Jesus!
because he
Hey,
looks like Donnie Thornberry from
I
the
did
Wild Thornberries.
to see that reaction would be gold. That'll
I
be gold.
know. I was like, please do this. I think somebody spit their beer when I said it too. And I'm like, see, that's why you need to do this. It'd be freaking hilarious.
Yeah, man. So on Sunday, you said you're doing commentary too, huh?
Yeah, commentary and ring announcing. I'm
Okay.
happy to be the ring announcer, commentary. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what happens.
I'll tell you, man, it's gonna be a show, man. It's gonna be an awesome show. An
It
awesome show.
is. The
between the
talent
names
lineup.
that you see and then the ones that the talent lineup for this one is going to be ridiculous. For me to be on the cover with this talent, it literally gives me the chills to look at it sometimes because it's like finally getting my chance to actually show that I can work with the best that are out here because the people that are on the front of that thing, don't get me wrong, they are the best. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's come to find out, if you're not aware of him, you probably saw him when I saw you down at HBW. Jordan Holt is the future of this business.
Dude, nope.
Um,
I'm gonna tell you what I will tell you what I told him. I will tell you flat out what I told him during intermission. Remember in intermission, I was like, I'm gonna go smoke, and I made my way past y'all,
mhm.
and we had talked. Man, I went right up to Jordan Holt. I put my hand on his shoulder. I said, "You're a motherfucking star, and
Dude,
don't ever think different." And he looked at me like, like I said, "It's you, bro. It's you. It's you."
bro,
And I just kept right on walking. I
bro,
thought he was so cool. He was so good. It was smooth. It was fast. It was clean. It was there.
that's Jordan Holt, dude. I've had the pleasure of training with this guy since I started. Literally, he's been training, but he's started before me. I walked in the door, and I guess us being similar sizes, we got a chance to work with each other more often. Dude, this guy is absolutely incredible. Like you see the same reaction you gave him when you saw him. I see it every single place we go, and we're in the car with each other quite often. Like we're
Okay.
9 times out of 10, if we're not teaming together, we're probably on the car doing something different. But dude, while I have this platform, and I'm gonna scream it until my face turns blue, dude. This guy is a star, man. Seriously, so he is
Oh,
the future of this business, and whoever doesn't see it now, once they do see it, they're gonna feel like idiots, dude. Seriously.
oh, you're not telling me anything I didn't know.
You'll get a chance to call his match on Sunday. I believe he's on the card on Sunday as well. I can't. I have no idea who he's going to be facing. I don't know, but it's weird, dude. I'm more excited to see Jordan wrestle sometimes than I am myself, and I'm on there.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you flat out. When I show up, I show up to every event. I've always got my book. Now here's why. I write everything down myself for every match. It stays in my pocket. Only thing I get, height, weight. If you got a little, you know, the shit, Zay Vega or whatever, whatever it is. If you got something, Zay Vega, your opponent, the Rolls Royce of professional wrestling, Pony Boy Brino Royce. That's here. That's what I do. That's all I know. My announcements are genuine. I don't
Hey,
know
listen,
shit,
that's
and
all you can
that's
ask
what
for.
makes it.
That's all
That's
you
what
can ask
makes it
for.
different.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. It's going to be genuine. Speaking of my opponent on Sunday,
Yeah, let's talk about this. So you and him got history.
yeah, yeah. Brino is my brother, man. Like I absolutely love this guy. I do. And with the history that we have, so in case anybody doesn't know the history, I was the first member of King Enterprises. I named King Enterprises. I named it. Um, there came a time where I felt like it was best for me to go about my own follow my own path. I noticed the fellas were doing a lot in South Carolina, making their moves, winning titles. Don't get me wrong; they were making their moves. They were doing everything the right way, but somehow I was still here. And it wasn't until I decided to leave there and take my career into my own hands. And so when I started getting booked at ACCW, I started getting booked at XWW. I started making all these moves, and it made me think. And you probably heard it in Brino's interview as well. He said, "Man, I just wasn't big enough." That stayed with me, man. That stayed with me. It stayed with me because Brino knows how self-conscious I am. I'm aware I'm a very small guy in a big man sport. I'm aware of that. I'm not oblivious. nor am I ignorant to that fact. But see, what I have that other people don't have, and most people would go cliche and say heart here. Um, no, no. I have heart. Don't get me wrong. But what I have the most is anger. And what I feel like once I get into that ring, once I step into my zone, once I feel that first bit of contact, there's no one that can touch me but God, and that's going to be a good fight. So it wasn't until I adopted this attitude to where I started making my progressions, and now I'm hearing things like, "You just weren't big enough to lead us on your back," and it was if we were failing, it was during your tenure. That is absolutely true, absolutely true. If we failed, it was on my tenure. It was when the team was supposed to be on my back. The question is, where was the team? Because they
They
weren't with
weren't.
me.
They weren't in the same place as you were.
I, there were times I didn't talk to Brino. I didn't talk to Michael. The only person that I talked to on a somewhat constant basis was AJ Frost.
Right.
Didn't really talk to anyone else. So while everybody is preaching this whole family thing, and I seen Michael say Zay's gonna have to come back to the family, understand something. I made this family. I am this family. Without it, you guys are just business guys in a suit. I'm the heart of this family. And without the heart, you're a mummy. So I love Bruno Royce to death. And I'm going to love him after Sunday, after he lands strikes at will, holds his hand out to pick me up and dusts me off. Is that going to be before or after he wakes up? Let's make it clear here. Now, I understand that you're the concierge, so I want to say this to you because I know that my message will be it will be portrayed clearly and direct. I'm not coming. Don't get me wrong. I would love to grab a win here. It's pro wrestling savage, man. I want the win. I'm coming to punch Brino in the face. It's that simple, man. It's just that simple. Brothers fight. They do. Brothers fight. And those are usually the worst fights that happen. They're the most vicious. And I intend for this to be that way as well. I've been waiting to talk to my brother for some time now, to where we can both air out our grievances, where everyone can see. Yesterday, you notice I commented to where we can tell the people the truth, because I don't think Brino really knows the full truth, man. Brino wasn't there for all the conversations. Brino wasn't there when Michael was following him around and leaving the rest of us in the dust. He wasn't there. He was just being Brino. So I'm not mad at Brino for that. I don't blame Brino for that. But Brino's going to have to wear the consequences. Just that simple. I'm the big brother. You heard him say it. I'm the big brother. Well, it's time for me to put my little brother in his place.
All right. So we got a couple of comments we're going to bring up. Brino should be on that poster. Said
Brino should.
Voice.
Brino should.
Thomas
Brino
Scott
should.
said dreams sucks. LOL.
You say that to him.
Yeah, good luck. Consigliere, yes.
Listen, man.
He was just, I think he was just working on your
Oh yeah.
You know, how you pronounce
because
it.
Brino's the classy brother, man. Brino's the classy brother. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. And then you'll be disqualified for sure. Closed fists in wrestling are illegal. You're too emotional. This is why I win. Simple.
This is, you know, I would understand why he would say that. I would get why he would say that. I do. I get why he would say that.
Well, closed fists are illegal in
Yeah,
professional wrestling.
and this is true. But
if you have a referee worth their salt, you will get disqualified for such things as, too many closed fist strikes, being in the corner too long, low blows. If you got a ref that does their job, these things happen.
This is absolutely correct. You see, where Brino is failing to enlist in his little comments that he's making under here is that Brino isn't the only one trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brino isn't the only one who knows how to execute palm strikes at will. Brino isn't the only one who knows how to kick a man's head off his face, straight off his shoulders. He's not the only one who has this. He knows this. Brino knows this. Me and Brino have seen each other. Brino has been outside the ring cheering me on while he watched me take his newfound glory, Luka Daniels, to school. Yeah,
Huh.
I have a win over Luka Daniels. If you don't believe me, carry it to my YouTube page. The win's on there. I watch it back quite often. I love to see it. So,
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, well, that puts you in the same class as what, T-Bar,
you know, hey, you know what? I tell you what, man got on main event. I can't down him too much. You know what I mean? But at the end
right?
of the day, the facts are the facts, and the facts is it's 1-0 Zay Vega. That's the
Okay.
fact. The facts are Brino knows that I'm aware of the rules. I'm aware of the outlines of pro wrestling, and we will stay within those. This will be a respectful fight, just like he said. He didn't say anything wrong. Nothing. He didn't tell one single lie, but he omitted what's the truth. And the truth
Okay.
is, classic Brino Royce, the Rolls Royce of pro wrestling. Yes, he's elegant. He's royal. Everything I've ever got, brother, I got it out the mud. I fought for everything I got. That's the difference in me and him. So yes, I'm emotional. And that emotion is gonna take Brino to school, brother.
Hey,
I'm so ready for Sunday. I can't even explain it.
man, you know, you and I have had some conversations off air, or we've had pretty much a conversation in person. So you know a little bit of the history of me, but I can tell you one thing, dude. I understood and felt everything you just said because, you know, people make piss poor life decisions. Shit happens, right? You
And,
know?
and you know, I'm an older guy in a young man sport. Let's understand something. A lot of people don't know that either. I look because I'm smaller. I look young, dude. I'm about to be 31 years old. I don't have time to waste in this business. I don't I don't I don't have time for games and for play. So when Sunday comes, all respect and all love flies out the window when that bell rings. Whatever happens afterward happens. I'll accept whatever comes with it. If Brino does just so happen to defeat me in the ring, because there's no way he's gonna knock me out. There's no way. There's strikes landing at will. Unless I'm sleeping already, that's not gonna happen. But if Brino defeats me, I will stand up, I will shake his hand, but I will never, and I repeat, I will never return to being in the shadows of Brino Royce. It's not gonna happen.
Damn. So you felt overshadowed by Brino. Now,
I
was
like
that
to think I like to think that all of us in King Enterprises kind of put our faith in one man, and his name is his last name is in the name there. It's Mr. Michael King. I feel Mr. King took such a liking to Mr. Brino Royce that once he got his new toy, he forgot to look back at the rest of us who got him where he was. Now, whether that's true or not, I haven't got a chance to talk to anyone because I don't really do too much talking, as I told you before. That's not the
right?
way I handle business. I handle my business between the ropes with one and two. That's the way I handle my business. So me and Brino can conversate and we can have an in-depth conversation as I ice him up in the locker room.
Uh, so we're going to be at the Connected Wellness and Entertainment Center,
Ooh,
Salisbury, North Carolina.
heard it's a beautiful place.
It's it is definitely a neat atmosphere. I dig the place. I think it's pretty cool. It's got that. It don't have that backyard vibe, but then again, you know, backyard's a very loose term in my
Yeah,
world
nowadays, yeah, yeah.
because we've got you've got two different sides of the backyard. You got the backyard that everybody wants to go to, and then you've got the backyard that everybody wants to leave from. So, um, I think it's about time I've shared that meme. I'm gonna have to get that joker out tonight. And you guys will have to understand what I'm talking about. Um, but dude, they got everything there at Connected. It's got everything you could want.
Cool. Oh
And
yeah.
the people who run it, man, jam up. The people who are involved in the show, jam up. Thomas Scott. Thomas Scott means business. I'm gonna
Oh
tell
yeah.
you what I know. I've had I talk to predominantly, and this is no bullshit. I talk to wrestling promoters more often than I talk to anybody else on this planet. Other than the three that live in my house, my wife and two kids. I talk to wrestling promoters more than I do anybody else walking God's green earth.
That's smart. Yeah, that's brilliant.
And Thomas Scott means business.
He
So
does, man.
when he's putting the talent together that we're going to see this weekend, including the legends that people are going to have the opportunity to meet or get a picture of. You know, and people don't appreciate that stuff, man. They don't
They don't
appreciate it till it's too late.
at all, man. At all.
Man,
At all.
have you ever met somebody who's passed away, and that you looked up to or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, right?
It's
It's weird.
to think back to now, like when I met them and they're like no longer here. I'm never gonna like be able to meet them again and remind them that I met them. And it's like, yeah, that's weird, dude. That is weird.
I was on 495, which is the DC Beltway. It's the Beltway that goes around Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
I was heading towards Baltimore. I was going to work. It was actually my birthday, and I was in the fast lane chilling, smoking cigarette, whatever, and all of a sudden I come up on this vehicle. It's a blacked out Lincoln Navigator. This is 2000, like 5, 6, somewhere in that realm.
Oh yeah, so
That's
they were still on there. Yeah.
yeah, blacked out, blacked out. I mean, this Joker was clean, and I could see just the top of this dude's head and a whole bunch of smoke coming out, and I was like, "Damn, he looks familiar." So I'm looking. All of a sudden, he rolls the window down, got the cigar hanging out of his mouth. He looks at me and goes like that, and then just took off. It was Roddy Piper himself. He was on his way to Baltimore. I'll never forget that until the day I die. That I saw Roddy Piper driving a fucking blacked out Navigator on 495.
Dude, see, and I haven't really met too many people before I started training and stuff and working. Before that, the only person I've met and I can remember a whole lot. I met Ric Flair about 3 times, dude. And he doesn't remember me any of the times, but every time I met him, starting when I was 7 years old, I've met Ric Flair 3 or 4 times.
That's pretty cool.
Bro, just showing up just so happened to go to some type of event where he's there. And yep, gotta see Flair. It's gotta see Flair, man.
I think that's one of the cool things about our area. You got George South, and you got the Deatons, and you got
C.W.
Lawler
Anderson's and
and the Andersons, and you got all these wrestling royalties right up in here, and like Greenville Spartanburg is damn near like the dead center of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
They used to fly Flair into here instead of Charlotte, so he wouldn't get mobbed by all the people.
I mean,
I found that out from a dude who worked at the airport.
this is his city, so you already know what happens when Flair comes here, man.
The
I
world
don't know
shuts down.
about that appeal is something that not too many people are ever gonna be able to touch.
No. Oh man, and I actually just heard. I believe it's one of the local tag teams is going to be having a tag match at his forever final match. One of the local tag teams, I believe, is performing up there.
Huh. I gotta figure out who. I haven't heard anything about the card as a whole. I gotta see who it is.
I'd have to look, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But I know it's somebody I've seen before in person, and they're here. They're in this area. But that's the other thing, man. You've got AEW in Atlanta. You got NWA in Atlanta. Now you have Ring of Honor that was in Baltimore is now in Atlanta because they're owned by, well, or is that Florida? That's Jacksonville. AEW's in Jacksonville.
I think Jacksonville. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got them there. We've got all these companies, man. There's so many wrestling promotions out. Like,
It's
is
the blessing.
so it's a flooded market. So what I'm watching is to see who's doing it different.
Hmm.
And when you got guys who are putting their hearts into it, like the promoters I predominantly work for, they put a lot of heart and effort and everything into it, and I match energy. So like
Hmm.
when I see somebody busting their ass and I'm happy to be working for them, I'm busting my ass for them.
Exactly. Exactly. I've I've worked places where it literally kind of made me not even want to wrestle like that anymore. And I've worked places where I feel like the consummate professional, where I feel like the next step has got to be like TV or something. You know what I mean? The difference
Right.
in those locker rooms, that drive that you get, that dictates everything, man. If I respect the man that I'm working for, I'm gonna give you everything I have. Now, if we don't see eye to eye, I'm still gonna give it everything I have because at the end of the day, my name is my brand. This is my business. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm one of those guys, man. If something doesn't hit me right about a company that I do some work for, um, I'm gonna handle it like a professional, shake hands, do it the right way, and I'm just not coming back. That's just that's just the way that I
I
go about
mean,
things.
you may or may not have heard what I said on Sunday, but it is what it is. Some stuff don't hit the right notes, and you got to walk away.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got to
man. Rather
do.
that.
I got too much invested in my own of my own into my own for me to put my name on something that I can't get behind.
Mm.
Now, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Got to.
You know
You
what I
have to.
mean?
You have to. Like you have
So
to.
you can't go at something, just complete nose to everything. That doesn't work because you're never going to go anywhere. But
Exactly.
man, there's just some occasions where you can't do that shit. And I had to. We're on three different Facebook pages: my personal, my work one, and then the group that actually got me into doing stuff for wrestling,
Hmm.
which is called the Real Wrestling Community. That one page has got over 113,000 followers or some shit. So
Yeah.
you can say what you want to, but when you got that kind of reach,
You can't. That's undeniable. You know what I mean? It's
and
undeniable.
you and I wouldn't, I felt just like nope, I got to protect everything I'm involved in. I went to protect mode, and then I spent the predominant portions of Monday and Tuesday pissed off.
Hmm.
That's no joke.
Hmm. Like
Oh,
I've.
oh, got another comment. James Roberts says, "What's up, Zay?"
What up?
That's all I said was "What's up, Zay." That was the only comment we've had since
I've
Brino said something.
I've had a few matches for XCW. That locker room is it's a brotherhood in that locker room, man. Like there's love in that locker room.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
And see, me personally, man, like again, I'm still fairly new in this thing, so I never want to be a guy who even remotely looks like I want to act like I know what I'm doing. Um, Not the case at all, dude. I'm figuring this business out one day at a time. But one thing that I do know is I've learned to if I don't have the confidence in myself in this thing to be able to walk away from something that doesn't hit me right or to be able to take the risk on something. Like this business is all about the confidence in yourself. That charisma everybody talks about. Man, that's all that is confidence within self to go out there and to put on the best show you can and turn yourself into the best self you can be. You know what I mean? I feel like when I'm out there, I'm the best Zay I can be ever. And that's whether I'm in the ring, out of the ring, you know what I mean? Wherever. I feel like the best Zay when I'm in between those ropes. I feel like that's the way that you know when it's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey man, I understand. And there's also feeling the moment when you're in there. And if you can feel that moment and there's just something that's got to happen, I mean, it is what it is.
That's another thing that I'm learning, though. You know what I mean? I'm starting to feel that moment, that exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about because I've had a couple of matches now to where it's kind of like a tunnel vision moment when you're in the middle of the match. It's like, man, this is I got to make these people really scream as loud as they can. Like all I see is the people. You know what I mean? Until I snap back into it, get right back to what I'm doing in the ring, and then it gives me that fuel, it gives me a whole nother like second gear.
Right. Mark Sweet Dreams just said that moment or the moment. Yep.
Sir.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you flat out. Um, the moment I felt I had to do something on Friday was they had crowned a new champion at the promotion I was working at, and he was getting ready to just get out the ring. I'm like, whoa, 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 come here,
Hmm.
and I put the mic in his face. I'm like, what you got to say to these people, man? And he thanked everybody for all their support and stuff, and he handed me back the mic, and I raised his hand, and I'm pointing at him, and everybody just cheering their butt off for him. I'm like, that worked.
The moment, bro.
That
The
was the
moment.
moment that he deserved.
The
He
moment, bro.
earned that spot.
That's what we
Yeah,
chase as wrestlers, dude. Is the moments, man. It's the moments, dude. They don't even have to like for me. I'm still brand spanking new, pretty much, dude. So I don't know anything about the real moment yet. You know what I mean? But I've had my little short moments to where I get back through the curtain, or I get in the car, getting ready to head home, and it's like that exact moment won't stop replaying in my head. You know what I mean? That's how I know it was one of those moments, dude. Like that was so perfect. That was so perfect.
if I'm involved in a show and I like if I'm doing something for the show and I can feel that show the whole way through, man, I don't sleep for the first couple hours after I get home. I gotta
No
sit back and
way.
unwind for hours.
No way, dude. There's been
Dude,
times I've gotten home and sat out on the patio for like an hour or two after I got home and just sat there like this, like, man, that really happened tonight.
yep. Oh, dude. When we were in North Carolina last time, up in Marion, up at
Hmm.
HVW, right? Yeah, I
Yep.
came home and I got home like right around midnight. I think I just sat in the bed for like 2 hours, just replaying it, just thinking about. I was watching the replay, and I was trying to see, all right, where could I have done better with the camera or
Hmm.
whatever. And I was just thinking, all right, this doesn't work, this works, this doesn't, this does, and I
And
was
that's all it
checking
is.
myself off. You know,
That's all it is, man. Is anytime I get a chance to look back at my match, and JD Drake literally taught us this. I trained with him last week, and it was when I look back at my matches, I used to sit there and criticize everything about it. I should have did this better. Should have did this better. What I do now is I look at the good things. Okay, I do this good. That looked clean. That looked clean. All right, that looked pretty good. That looked pretty good. So if you focus on the good things, you only know how to get better. If you sit there and you critique the bad things constantly, the only thing you're going to focus on is how to try to work on the bad things, and that's a constant uphill battle. Focus on the good
right?
sometimes. You know what I mean? So I like to make sure anybody who, because that's the same thing I do is I sit there and I go through it. All right, take this, change this, move this. But before I get too caught up in that, I always like to make sure I go back. All right, that's pretty cool. That was pretty good. You got to go. You got to measure that with the good, with the bad. Otherwise, you're
Right.
just going to be on a nonstop chase that it keeps you inferior to self.
Exactly. And I mean, if you've ever, I know I keep bringing up my show on Sundays, but it's a free plug. So with that being said, predominantly I don't focus on. I try not to dwell on anything negative because it's easier to find the good in things and enjoy that than it is to sit there and harp on the negative all the time. If you're constantly negative, what are you doing besides wasting your time?
What else are you gonna think about other than negative? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
every,
Yeah.
and not to mention everybody has their own stuff. So it's not like, yeah, it's no good in looking for pity or looking for anyone else to understand. You know, you gotta just take the things that you can and work with that. And that's I think that's not only in wrestling, that's with everything, dude.
Right. Oh, 100%. You take the small victories. Now
Always.
we have a couple of comments here. Zay Vega is dreams approved. That's
Dreams.
awesome.
Dreams have seen me. He's seen me come from literally, dude. Like when I first started taking bumps, Caprice gave me my first. He gave me my first bump. Uh, Sweet Dreams have been in hot spots and saw me out of breath, almost dying, messing spots up all day. All types of stuff, man. So to know that I'm dreams approved, yeah, man. Yeah, you can't tell me nothing, dude. This is the second time he said that too. This is the second interview I've done one with Scott Larson, and he jumped on there, and I was dreams approved then too. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, Scott and I are good friends, man. That's the other thing that's weird. Like, you know how wrestlers feel like they compete?
Hmm.
Podcasters apparently feel that way too. I don't know because I'm just an asshole with a live show. I don't consider, it is what it is. But I mean, like, I had, Scott and I've literally gone to his house, picked him up, and we've gone to watch wrestling shows. Like this is, so Scott and I have hung out. I like the guy. I get along great with him.
That guy is beloved, man.
Yep. And then let's see. He also said, and Thomas Scott sucks.
So when we gonna see this match, man? Just make the match, guys. Just make the match.
Well, Thomas Scott's retired, bro.
Thomas Scott kicked my ass for about 20 minutes in the back of Mooney's Lounge. I'm pretty sure brother could bring one out the bag, you know?
Oh well, hey look, I got hit up by Twitch trying to offer me some free bullshit. Let me go ahead and delete that
You know,
comment.
gotta love bots.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. And then Mr. Michael King has chimed in as well. Family has squabbles. We don't have to go this direction. You're welcome to return to the family.
You know, I can't say it enough, dude. Like I love those guys. I do. I love those guys. I really do. Every single one of them. Squeaks, AJ, Brino, especially Mike, man. Mike literally he tried to go over and beyond. But like I said, it no longer feels like a family to me anymore. I feel like a bunch of guys in suits. I can't I can't join the family until I feel that the family has refound its soul.
That's fair.
So, and I feel like the best way for the family to refine their soul is they're gonna have to do it by stomping over me. So that leads us to where we are. We don't have to go in this direction. We don't. We don't have to. But we do need to. We do need to. Um Family squabble. And that's what this is. It's a family squabble. Um, but see, the invitation back to the family is enough context in itself. Because if this is a family squabble, why are you inviting me like I'm not family?
It's a damn good point. That really is a good point.
So somebody here is missing something. I feel like until the deed is done Sunday, until we handle this family problem like family should, we can't talk about anything. It's not even, it
Well,
can't happen.
I mean, I'm not in a position to speak on anything. That's the other thing with what I do. I'm just an advisor on some shit.
What's the word? Let me make sure I'm using this word correctly. Is that conciliere, or how am I supposed to say it?
All right, consigliere.
Consigliere.
There you
Listen,
go.
man.
Perfect. Very good.
Listen, man. Uh, I only have one question in return to that comment, and it's, what's a family without its heart?
Well, Michael King had this to say: "Consider yourself stomped. Just know when you're broken and bleeding, I'll be the one putting the splints and band-aids on you." Wow.
Huh. It's very weird to me, being on this side of things because I've stomped many of people for Michael King. I've hurt many of people for Michael King. And I've seen him give these messages to other people and been behind him and been like, yeah, I know exactly how we're going to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there
Right.
before. Michael knows better than that. And that's all I'll say about that. He knows better than that.
Reno Royce had this to add: efficient.
Efficient. I like that word. Efficient. Efficient. I'll raise you fellas another word. Militant. So while you guys are tightening up your suits and your ties, and while you're smoking your cigars and drinking your fine wines and liquors, I'm going to prepare for war. The best way that I know how. These gentlemen know my background. It's weird to me, dude. This is weird being on this side of the table to the Enterprise. It's very weird being as though I am the goddamn table. But I digress. I'm going to save my emotions. I'm going to save my replies, my rebuttals. I'm going to save everything else that needs to be said and done for Sunday afternoon.
Well, it's my job to invite you to a one final sit down, face to face. Well, face to face like this, Saturday night. Now, if all parties are in agreement with this, I'd like to get it done before a said show is going to be on television that I could sit back and enjoy, you know, my nice liquor drink and my. I'm not going to smoke a cigar in my house, but I will smoke this obviously in my house. Uh, we don't smoke in that indoors, sir.
Yeah, no.
Gotta have a hey look, you gotta have a little we're in the South, buddy, but we gotta have a little coots, okay?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But so come Saturday night, after all my stuff I have to get out of the way is done. Let's do this Saturday evening. Zay Vega, Reno Royce, and the Saint right here.
Let's do that.
Yeah, the consigliere will be here. And we'll have this conversation one time for you two to say what you want to say to each other on our way to Sunday. And gentlemen, I want you to remember one thing before you come in to this chat on Sunday, or on Saturday rather. One final thing. You run it in the ring, I run it here.
Understood.
Fair enough.
Understood.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us this fine evening. Zay Vega, it was an honor speaking with you. And I look forward to introducing you at all of our debut for Pro Wrestling Savage this weekend.
Yes, sir.
One more time, I'm going to put the picture up just in case there's some people that were out there living under a rock, because I put them out all week, every week since they get handed to me. Yeah. Oh, wait, this way. It's this way. Yeah. We've got War of Indies coming to the Konnected Entertainment and Wellness Center. Do me a favor. Don't type in the address. Google Konnected Entertainment and Wellness Center. That will work better on the map application on your smartphone.
Thank you.
Because I rolled up to somebody's house in the middle of God's nowhere. I was like, what the? And then I was like, bro, maybe it's around the back. So we drove around in these blocks, and I'm like, dude, this is not where we need to be.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm glad you told me that because I looked
Yeah,
it up and I couldn't even find that first. So cool. Okay.
yeah. It's so where it tells you to go, you're about 5 to 7 minutes away. You gotta go straight and then bank to the left, and then it'll be on your left after you get out of anything that looks like civilization.
Okay. Cool. Gotcha.
It's yeah, but it's a cool spot, dude. I like the place. But remember, guys, it's not just all the wrestling action; it's also the wrestling legends. So come on out, meet meet history while it's still alive, man. Get your
Listen,
chance to see these greats in person and have a conversation with them. Uh,
come out and
I
see the
am
greatest trainer alive,
George South.
George South. I'll stomp on that. George South is the greatest trainer walking this earth.
Okay, I've had a lot of names thrown my way, but George South is also one I consider up there. Um, let's see, a couple people. I know we're wrapping it up, but it's okay. We can say whatever we want here. Um, you've got a lot of people who talk about Pritchard. You know,
Hmm.
Pritchard and Kane's Wrestling Academy up there,
Hmm.
JPWA.
I definitely want to do that one day.
You got a lot of people talking about Lodi, his school over in
I've
Matthews.
I've trained with Lodi. He is awesome. He is awesome.
You got Drake and Killjoy.
Train there on Tuesdays. Not when I can. Try to get down there on Wednesdays, but those are two slept on trainers there, boy. They Rob Killjoy and JD Drake, their brains are literally wired for wrestling, dude. I'm convinced.
Right. You got George South,
You're gonna
and
get
then
called
you.
a fruit 100 times, but you're gonna get some good knowledge.
Well, it is what it is. Another place I know of that I've seen a lot of good talent come out of is the Palmetto Wrestling Academy under Ethan Case.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of talent come out of there as well. Yeah, some really good talent. Oh, not to mention, no, you
Or
got
I don't know who does stuff there.
that's LeBron Cozone. Cozone is he's brilliant, man. He's brilliant. He's patient.
Very cool. All right, and we're gonna wrap it up with the last comments, and then we're taking it home, man. Michael King did say, "Peace be the journey," and in your case, he's talking about the journey on the gurney, heading to the hospital. Um, and Brino Roy said, "I hope George enjoys this,"
Hmm.
and by that, I'm pretty sure he's talking about your matchup on Sunday.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna enjoy seeing one of his students getting his hand raised, stepping over his old friend.
It's quite possible. Well, Saturday night, be back right here.
Sir, I will
We'll
see you
have Zay
Saturday.
Vega. We will have Brino Royce. You never know who else I may have on this show
And
because I always love to do things. Hell, I swerved your old boss. I swerved Michael King
I
during
tell you
his
what.
during his contract negotiation with Brino when they were announcing all the deals. I swerved him. I
So
pulled in Luca while Luca was on I-85 driving to Georgia.
I'm gonna ask a favor for you.
What's that?
Here, Mr. Consigliere. Uh, do me a favor. Ask Bruno to save me a cigar. That is the favor that I ask of you. Ask Bruno to save me a cigar.
I already got the pack.
I know he likes to smoke his cigars before his competitions as an early victory. Just ask him to save me one. I like mine afterwards.
Very good. The cool thing about Konnected, man, it's outdoors. So we could smoke and work.
Yes, sir.
But either
Yes,
way,
sir.
Zay Vega, it was an honor to. Oh, go ahead. No, you got something.
I
You
know
got
you're
something.
fine.
What you
You're
got?
fine. I'm good. I just say thank you for having me. Look forward to talking to you Saturday. And getting these final words in.
Fantastic. All right, folks, we'll see everybody back here Saturday night. And then if you're living under a rock, we won't see you on Sunday. But if you have a pulse or eyes that like to watch professional wrestling or a heart that likes to get pumped up, here's the great thing. It's only $5 for a seat, and you're only going to need the last 2 inches of it because your ass is going to be slid all the way forward
From
on
beginning
that
to end.
seat. It's going to be intense. It's going to be what's up. So if you know what's good for you, you'll catch us Saturday night right here. You'll catch us Sunday live and in person. Thank you very much, Zay Vega. Thank you to everybody who commented. You guys have a wonderful evening.